Happy last 2 days of school, Washington's word collectors. We have been on a journey of collecting words all year long. We had our sketchbooks, we've collected words. Our kindergartners even learned that if you put letters together, they make words. Now they're reading words. And if you remember, at our Ishville Arts event, we even had clotheslines and we had strung words, words that we could not even imagine being side by side. Well, I've been thinking about this all year that I've wanted to have permanent words hanging up in our school. And the year has just slipped away. And like I said, here we are to the last 2 days of school. I have been planning it, thinking about it, and I even came up with this idea that I was going to have all these neat words. If you look at my paper here, you can see the edges are all kind of beat up because I've been carrying it around. I've just been thinking, and I'm like, wait, why would I want to do words this way? Well, I do want to do some words, and I have put together these packets. These packets have pink words, which is a tint of red. Those are kindergarten words. We have these little salmon words. Salmon is a tint of orange, first grade words. We have a tint of yellow, second grade words. A tint of green, you've got it, third grade words. Tint of blue, fourth grade words, and tint of purple or violet are fifth grade words. Now I imagined having these hanging all around the school, and maybe you're even thinking, Mrs. Janine, what is a tint? Maybe you remember, a tint is when you add white to a color. So I have made these packets of these words, and I'm hoping that you can help us make some words to put around our school so we can start the year with all these words. You know, and when I thought about this, and I thought about this piece of paper here and how they all look neat and tidy, it made me think of our book. Read with me, please. And the book is Going Places. If you remember in that book, Going Places, there was a kit. I'm going to turn it to that page. And everybody got that same kit. And they all looked the same. And that's what I was beginning to think that's how our words would look. And I thought, well, that's not in the spirit of Washington's word collectors and Washington's creative artists. So I thought we need to go back to our roots and think about how we do things here at Washington. So, like it says in Going Places, you might start with a kit, but who knows where your idea might take you. You know, think about in the story. And then they get to the starting line. If you remember when they got to the starting line, and I'm finding that page, and everybody's kind of looked the same. Well, then somebody thought differently, and they came with something completely different. I want you to think differently. I want you to think about what words you might want to make. We maybe can start with those word collector words that we've had already, or maybe it's our sight words from kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and it makes me think of the book The Dot. The Dot is where it kind of started. It's where we make our mark. And then I got thinking, well, if you remember in the story, if she could make one dot, then she wasn't very happy in this picture, was she? No. But then she thought about it, and she saw her dots, because the teacher had framed her dot, and she thought, well then, she says, I can make a better dot than that. And then pretty soon, she was making all kinds of dots. And she was making dots that were big and dots that were small and different colors. So I want you to think about that as you're making your words. Can you make big words? Can you make small words? Can you make very decorative words? Can you make kind of basic words? Could you even make a word by not making a word? And then over the summer, we're going to be gathering up all of those words, and we're going to be putting them up in our school to start the year next year. So, do they have to be perfect? Do they have to be right? No, not in the spirit of Washington Elementary. We think ishfully. Ish, and my favorite page in the story, Ish. Let me find that page. It's coming. It's here. I got it marked. And it says, thinking ishfully. It says, Ramon felt light and energized. Thinking ishfully allowed his ideas to flow freely. He began to draw what he felt, loose lines quickly springing up without worry. I want you to make whatever words you want to make. Maybe you remember a word from Christmas time, or from spring, or from when we were doing our little caterpillars, Or again, maybe you just want to do one of your first grade sight words, kindergarten sight words. It's up to you. One word per paper though. And just imagine that here's a word and here's a word. If we think back on our word collectors and we have just one word. And then how does the book Sky Color fit into this? Well, in the book Sky Color, what color do you think of when you think of the sky? Most people think the sky is blue. And if you remember, the problem in this book is there was no blue. And it caused them to start thinking differently about how the sky looked. And you look at those beautiful colors of the sky. And it says in this page, at school, Marie Seal raced to the library. She grabbed a dish and began adding colors. This one, that one. She swirled the brush to make an altogether new color. Make whatever colors come to mind to you. Now you might be thinking, Mrs. Janine, can I go over to the paint center? Well, we've started closing up for the year and the paint center is closed. So listen very carefully. We're going to be using materials from the drawing center and from the paper collage center. We are not going to add embellishments at this time because I think we're going to try and laminate the words so they last longer. So please don't add embellishments. Just the drawing page and the drawing center and the paper collage center. And sorry, but painting is closed for the year. Now you still can make beautiful pieces of work, and maybe your piece is going to hang on the wall. And if you think about this book, this one is a book that Peter H. Reynolds illustrated. He wasn't the author, but you can surely tell it's his style. And in the Washington style, we always make sure if we're going to put something up, we frame it and we add a name tag. And so if you have a beautiful word that you want to frame and add a name tag, please do that. But if you're going to do a first grade word, maybe you want an orange frame and an orange name tag. You definitely want an orange name tag. So have fun with that. And by the way, this book is called The Museum. Mrs. Hintz got this book for me. She thought it reminded her of our Washington Art Studio, and then I had to tell her it was our favorite illustrator, Peter H. Reynolds. So all of that's going to happen, and this is, I'm showing you just a little bit, but it says the world needs your voice. I want your voice to be heard through words. I want you to know that this truly is not the cover of the book. I'm just going to show you just a little bit over here. See that little bit peeking? Because that's going to be our book for next year as we continue this journey as word collectors. But for today, I just want you to be a happy dreamer, and I want you to think about all of the possibilities of how you can make words and make them beautiful word art for us to hang up in our school. And I know I have a couple pages marked here. So there it says, Happy Dreamer. And you know, if you remember when Mr. Shu was here from Scholastic Books, he signed this book for us. It says to Washington's Creative Artists. So this is a special book because he came on my birthday last year, and this was a gift for us. And then it takes us right back to our story, The Dot, because we all want to make our mark. Fifth graders might be saying, well, I'm not going to be here next year. But fifth graders, this is your way to make your mark at Washington Elementary School. And I have to show you, this is also a very special copy, kind of a blank page here, but look at this one. Mrs. Beegee saw Peter H. Reynolds, and she was so excited to share with him how much I loved his books that she had him sign a book for me. So I'm very excited to share that. So these are reminders for you. The last thing you need to do is to sign your work. It doesn't have to be a name tag on there. You can sign it in a very clever spot in your own unique way, but please make sure you sign your words. And we're going to be having this whole collection, and I'm going back here to look for that book, this whole collection of our word collector words that we're going to use to decorate our school to start the year next year. Remember, this is the cover of the sleeve of the book, but we also have this fun part of it too. Maybe we'll have a pile of words that look like this too. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.